What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How you doing, huh? You gotta stop doing this. Anyway,
Buenos
I'm telling you,
dias.
I'm gonna make myself a meme someday.
Yes, we need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to. I need to.
With-
Somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing and talking about.
With your hand like this, like that.
all the time.
Mhm.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
The damn day goes. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I got some pasta for you. Munch. Anyway,
Some pasta.
thank you everyone
Manja.
for being here once again. Miss Crystal, thank you, from Texas Metal Militia. Miss
You're welcome.
Chrissy from, did I get the names messed up? No, there we go. From Bulldog, Club Sweetheart. And of course, Miss Mindy Jackson from Dying Oath. How are you, ladies?
Good.
Good.
Frazzled.
Frazzled.
Yeah, no, I'm not a morning fan either. I know.
Yeah.
It's,
Still have to sleep over here.
I'm all angelic looking and shit. I got a little halo going.
I am a morning person, but I'm not at home, so I'm frazzled and I don't know where he's at.
I get that. Yeah, I've done some on the road shit too. It's funny. So anyway, Miss Mindy, how have you been, girl? It's been a minute since we've had you on.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I'm not gonna lie. Like, things have just been crazy between juggling a regular personal life and work and being a mom to a 4-year-old and building trucks every night. I'm here.
So being a singer, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I'd want to scream too. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I get it all out.
Right.
She can scream. I was so lucky to get to see her live and see her perform, and I at Louder Than Life, and it was so freaking amazing. By the way, congratulations on winning that contest to be there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like, oh my God, I got to catch your set, and it was actually probably one of my favorite performances all weekend.
Oh, thank you. That's a huge honor because most of the bands there were like the biggest bands on the planet, So I appreciate that.
What does that feel
Had a
like?
blast.
What does that feel like? Like, it's the fans and everything. You're that biggest guy. You're that biggest artist. You're that artist that they want to go see and this and that. But then you come in. Now, do you feel like the little guy on the other side of the, because there's bigger?
It's crazy. It's really crazy because, like, I had no idea we were going to play this until a week out. And people kept tagging us on this post. And I'm like, there's no way we're going to win this. There was like, I think they said there was close to 600 bands, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, there's no way that we're going to win this competition, but I'll keep pushing it because, I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? Hey, it's worth the shot. You never know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we keep pushing it, sharing it, just doing your regular promotion. Nothing major, we didn't pay for ads, anything like that. Like, I saw bands paying for ads, stuff like that. So I was just like, yeah, there's no way we're going to win. And then I get a phone call and they're like, is this Mindy? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, we want to call and let you know that you won the contest for Louder Than Life. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm at work when this happens. I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like, is this a joke? And they're like, no, like, you guys won and by a pretty good margin. So, like, congratulations. I didn't know what to say. I'm just like silent on the phone. I'm like,
just like nostalgic, like in shock. Like, wait, what? This just happened?
Yeah. So then I'm like scrambling to figure things out because it's a week out from the show and I've got to figure out transportation. We got to figure out hotels. We got to do all these things. And I'm like, and they're like, okay, so we're going to pay you X amount of money. And I'm like, wait, so I won a competition. You guys are going to pay us. They're like, yeah. Then I start getting all the paperwork. Like, we've got our own trailer, like the whole thing. Yeah. So we get there and we are treated like absolute royalty. Like, DWP Fest don't mess around. Like, they take care of.
Amazing.
Yeah, they take care of the small guy the same as they would the bigger guy. I'm sure like
mad respect. Oh
yeah, and I'm sure that like Slipknot bands like that get a much bigger trailer than what we do, but you know, we got a trailer, a dressing room, we got our own bathroom so we don't have to share bathrooms. They keep our trailer stocked with food and drinks and like
that's awesome. See, and that's
we've got a ride. We have a ride at any point in time across the festival so we don't have to walk. Like we have catering. Just I was completely just blown away. So yeah, I did feel like a huge band. I mean, obviously I know I'm not Slipknot level yet, but like to get all of this catered to us and to have people at our beck and call like every second of the day. We had a tour manager, we had a stage manager that was on speed dial that we could just message and be like, hey, we need more water, we need towels, we need whatever, and they're right there. You know, and I'm like, I've done this for 25 years and I've played huge festivals like Blue Ridge, stuff like that, and I've just never been treated like this. I mean, we've always been treated good, but this was just on an epic level.
Danny is one of those people
you deserve it.
You love, you know.
Thank you.
He loves even the little bands. Everybody would be treated the same. He treats his fans like they're royalty too.
Yeah,
you know, it is.
He
amazing.
does.
It's really amazing.
It's just such an experience. Like I spent the last 10 years going to Louder Than Life. That was my favorite festival. And so like being on the other side was like just unexplainable.
I've been to since Rock on the Range before they changed it to Sonic Temple. I've been to Louder Than Life, you know. So your original Loudmouth, and I freaking love that even more.
Yeah, it was full circle, and it's weird because like just last year I went with my fiance and my father-in-law and was like, you know what? My goal is to be on this stage next year. And they'd already released the lineup for Louder Than Life, even though we submitted. So I was like, well, we didn't get on. We'll do it next year. And then getting this call and then being like, yeah, you're on the show this year. I'm like, I swear to God, that must have been like a premonition because like I've never just been like, I'm going to be right there on that stage. And the crazy thing is, it was the exact stage from last year that I was talking about. So it's like, when we get there and I see the setup, I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, it was just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So at least you were familiar with it. That's you were familiar.
But yeah, you get to have a big stage soon.
I hope so. Like, I'll play any stage. I'll play the parking lot if they let me. I'll play any stage for DWP. Like, they're amazing.
So, who were some of your favorite acts that you got to meet?
Oh, gosh. That's really hard to say because like there are so many great bands out there that are just they're great to their fans, they're great to their fellow artists, and like I will always say that Courtney LaPlante is just a class act. I think she's just the nicest person. I've met a lot of artists, but like she's genuinely just the nicest person on the planet. She's so down to earth and so humble. I appreciate that.
I loved her performance with Tatiana. Oh my god.
Oh man, that was so cool to me because like the main band that I wanted to see this year was Ginger because I've been to festivals my whole life. I've played festivals my whole life. So I've seen thousands of bands and most of the bands on the lineup I'd already seen, but my highlight was definitely getting to see Ginger. Like that was the one thing that I wanted to do. So seeing those two together was just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And Poppy, she did a song with Poppy,
and Sam from Architects.
It was cool. It was a cool set. Me too. I got to see Poppy with Avenged Sevenfold earlier in the year, and it just blew me away.
Damn, she's cool though.
So, to put in a submission for Louder Than Life, what was sent? Do people just tagged you in a post that Louder Than Life put up? Like who would you like to see? Who do you
yeah, pretty much. So we submit every year.
Puts the most in,
Yeah, pretty much. So we submit every year to these festivals, and basically what you do is you send them your EPK, some B-roll stuff, kind of just like your portfolio on like what you've done, so they can pick. They check out your numbers, they check out your fans, they do all these things.
Right.
Sometimes you get picked, sometimes you don't. But what happened this year, this was the first year ever, so we actually made history. This was the first year that they opened it up to smaller bands for fan submission. So our fans, being the greatest fans on the planet, I know every band says that, but they've proven to be like the greatest fans ever. Yeah. So
yeah.
They just started tagging us in this post, and I was like, okay, well, maybe there's something to this. So we just started pushing it as hard as we could, and somehow, by the powers that be, the metal guys just smiled upon us, and we ended up winning. So
you were where you were supposed to be.
I believe that, honestly. Like, everything just came together perfectly. Like, we didn't have transportation last minute because we had just sold our bus, actually, because we'd had some issues out of it. We were looking for a van. And we hired a stage manager / roadie who had worked with us at Blue Ridge and a couple of other big shows. Shout out to Tank, such a cool guy. But he was like, dude, you should have just asked, like, I can pull it for you. So he ended up pulling our equipment there. We ended up not having hotel rooms, and everything was sold out within an hour. And it just so happened that about 20 minutes away, some rooms opened up. We were able to get rooms. Like, everything just fell into place so perfectly that I really believe that we were meant to be there this year.
Yeah.
I tagged you. I mean, I'm one of your fans, and I was so happy to see you guys win.
I appreciate that. It was such a full circle moment for us, honestly. Like, it's something that we'd always wanted to do. Last year, we entered a contest through Space Zebra, and we ended up losing by 1 vote, and I was crushed.
Oh, that's
and then this year,
good. Oh my God. See,
yeah,
my anxiety,
and then
I never had anxiety until I started Savage Ladies. Okay.
yeah,
and, ironically, dude, my anxiety, I used to tease all my friends and give them shit, like, fuck your anxiety, smack you out of it. Now I go through it, I'm like, okay, just smack me.
Yeah, I think being a musician,
my mind would be
is
fine.
the epitome.
Yeah, my mind would be
I
fine,
think
dude.
being a musician is like the epitome of anxiety, honestly. I think that's why most of us do it, because in our everyday life, we're just weirdos that are full of stress and anxiety and don't know how to be normal people. So we get out on the stage and people think that we're like,
and then they wonder why,
people think,
artists, musicians, and actors freak out. Man, they're fucking human too, man. You got
like,
you got motherfuckers.
People think that we're like superheroes. Yeah, people think we're like superheroes, but we're just strange people that have no other way to vent.
Okay, and my question is, I was reading your guys' bio. You guys, as Dying Ghosts, have only been together, like, touring for like 2 years, right?
We've only been touring for 2 years. We've been a band for 5. Yeah. And the reason for that is because the reason for that is because, like, we've gone through so many member changes, we've gone through life changes. Like, being an artist in today's time is really hard because, like, you're juggling so many other things. We all have kids, we all have day jobs, like, we have all these things that we have to juggle along with the 1,000 things that it takes to be an artist now. Like, you have to be a content creator, you have to be a business person, you have to be your own manager, you have to be a record label, you have to be all these things in order to just be relevant in today's time as a musician. So it takes a lot out of you. When I started doing this 20 years ago, we didn't have all this. Like, you went out, you handed out flyers to people around town, and you did the grind. You didn't have anything other than MySpace, which was just up and coming when I got started. So you didn't have all this technology. You didn't have to be relevant. You just went out and did the damn thing. And now it's like, in order to compete with billions of other bands, you have to know all of these things behind the scenes in order to make yourself better. You got to be a photographer, you got to be a videographer, you got to be, like, the list goes on and on. So the stress of that, so the stress of that is hard. And not only that, but inflation, gas, food, lodging, all these things. It's hard if you don't have a full-time job. So that's another thing that you have to juggle. So a lot of people don't understand how much goes into us playing that 30 minutes at Louder Than Life.
Yeah.
It took an entire week of planning, stressing, crying, anger, weather, all these things. Like the day before we played got completely canceled. We didn't even know if we were going to get to play. So that was like us driving 7 hours, spending hundreds of dollars in gas and food
Oh my
and
God.
lodging.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. I would have lost my
Not
shit.
knowing
Like,
if
we ain't
we
leaving.
were not knowing if we were going to get to play. We won a contest, so who knows if we're going to get to put on next year's show if we don't get to play. Like all these things. So we are just so stressed. We're driving in a hurricane, literally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my God.
it took us more than the 7 hours to get there because it was pouring down rain. It was 60-mile-per-hour winds. We get to our hotel, things are flying around, like just crazy instances all around us. Just everything, just that's why I really think we were supposed to be there, because like the sky opened up, it cleared up long enough for us to do our warm-ups, get on the stage and play, get our gear packed up, and then the sky opened up into a downpour.
It didn't matter to any of us. We were out there
If that's
watching.
yeah, and we're playing at noon on a Saturday. We're the opening band that day, and we're playing with Local H, which is a huge band from the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
Overlapping time, and we still had a huge crowd, like in the rain, nonetheless.
Yeah.
So like it was insane to me that all the things played out the way that it did, because just the circumstances of everything was stacked against us, like it has been for the last 5 years as a band. Like we have overcome every obstacle that you can think of, and most bands don't make it through those things, and somehow we're still here kicking ass. I don't know how, but
it's a test of will on everyone's behalf, you know. So,
it is, and there are many times that I've wanted to throw in the towel. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years. Like I said, I'm an old bitch. I am. Like I've gone through.
This bitch is younger than I am. So just call me Gamma Savage. There you go.
I've gone through so many. Don't do that. I've gone through so many eras of the music world. I've gone through so many eras of women in music. I've gone through so many eras of being in the LGBTQ plus community, eras in the in the music scene.
You know, the more you are in your personal life, that means you have that many more areas of your life
obstacles
that you have to work with, especially as a musician.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it's just, you know, it's a blessing, but at the same time, that's more stress. It's like, okay,
it is.
You know, because I have more of a different personality. You know, I can never fully be myself on YouTube. If I did, they'd be slapping me around like Facebook. They wouldn't be able to handle that shit. Maybe they would.
Well, and that you know that's another thing with being a musician too, is we can't always be 100% authentically ourselves, because we have to worry about what we're saying. We have to be good role models. We have to make sure our business and our brand is thriving, and sometimes that means keeping our mouth shut.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't just speak freely the way that some people would, because I'm the leader of a band and people look to me to be the face and to keep the brand moving forward. So there are so many times that I want to say things that I can't, but you know, this is more important to me. I've spent my entire life as a musician. I've spent my entire life savings. I've put in the sacrifices, the years of blood, sweat, and tears, as cliche as that is, to make sure that I myself as a brand is moving forward, because I've been in many bands, but also to make sure the project that I'm in at this time is the number one priority for all of us and pushing it forward, because without that, we would be just like all the other bands that ended their term because they couldn't take the stress of all the things that come along with being a musician. We get to play for 30 minutes to an hour a week, but it takes that entire week of planning and putting money into it and putting time into it and stress and all these things to make sure that we get to stand on that stage for 30 minutes. So you best believe that's going to be the best 30 minutes of my life every time, because I put so much sacrifice into being there for that 30 minutes, you know?
And there's a lot of people that don't understand how much work you put into it. and also the events, and also they just critique. I mean, how do you handle all the criticism when they say, "Oh, she sucks"? You know, how do you handle that?
Listen, you have to have a certain kind of skin in this business.
Mm-hmm.
You have to realize that no matter if you're the best vocalist in the scene, if you're the worst, if you are the biggest band out there, Slipknot, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
look how much flack they get all the time, and they're one of
Yeah.
the best bands out there,
Yeah.
you know, and that's just my opinion. But art is always going to be in the eye of the beholder. Everybody's going to criticize you, whether you're good or you're bad. And some people are going to criticize you because you're the best. Some people are going to be jealous of you. Some people are going to want to tear you down, regardless of how much they like you or think that you're good. So you really have to bear in mind as a musician that you have to have thick skin and take things with a grain of salt and do things that you love. And that's going to translate, because people are going to hate you no matter what you do. So you might as well just enjoy what the hell you do. And so,
and just say fuck it, right?
yeah, I mean, I understand that not everybody's going to think I'm hot. I understand that not everybody's going to think I have a great voice. I understand that people are going to think that I'm too skinny, or I'm too fat, or my hair is too straight, or I'm too pale, or I'm too this, or I'm too that.
Society
But at the
will
end of the
always
day,
tear you down just because they can.
absolutely. But at the end of the day, no matter what job you're in, you have to be happy with yourself and happy with your mental health and happy with the decisions that you're making, or you're not going to succeed no matter what you're doing in life. So I just apply that to my job as a musician also. Like, I'm working on myself right now and going to therapy and doing things that I should have done years ago to be able to deal with my trauma and deal with things that I hadn't dealt with that were bleeding over into my band and bleeding into my job and my relationships. And I'm now applying that to my band as well. It's like, you know, if you want to be a good leader, then you need to be a good leader. You can't just sit around and make excuses for things. If you want to be successful as a musician, then get off your ass and go do the things that are required to be a good musician. All of it is just, it's intertwined, genuinely. Like, what you do and who you are is also going to affect what you do as a person in your professional life. So really, I try to be a good person. I try to be a good leader. I try to be a good role model. And I'm only human. I make mistakes, but I also have to accept that and give grace to myself and realize that I can only do better. So every day I just say, you know, people are going to hate me or they're going to love me, but I love myself. I'm going to do things that help me to love myself and that help other people love me. I don't require that other people love me, but it does help in the world. Let's be real. So I'm just doing the things that I believe in and that I think is right and that I love and that I enjoy. And I think that that translate over to the fans and the people that enjoy what we're doing. And that's all that I can really do. And that is required of me at the end of the day.
Well, and social media has made it more in your face. You've been in it 25 years. I've been at roughly about the same time.
Yeah.
I was lead singer of a band. Well, I knew people hated me, but I didn't have to see it. You know, the words weren't in my face, and now they are, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Now they're keyboard warriors. So
I try to make light of those situations a lot of times. Like, I have such a trauma bond with myself that I am able to.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a bond to go without, man.
Absolutely. But I try to make light of these situations. Like, I make jokes about it. Like, if people are going to make jokes about me, I'll be the first to make fun of myself. Like, if I screw up something, if I do something, you have to have a good sense of humor in this world, especially as a musician. So, like, if people are making fun of me, I join in. Like, I'm like, yeah, she's such a bitch. I can't even believe she's the vocalist of this band. She's awful. Like, her vocals are trash. Don't go watch this band. Like, they're awful. And then people will go and find out that I'm actually the vocalist for the band, and they're just like, oh shit, I feel like I feel like ass. I shouldn't have done that.
You basically setting their asses up too at the same time. That's like a double entendre.
Yeah,
like
you reap what
they don't know who you are.
Yeah,
you're having fun
you reap what you sow, and it's really funny because, like, I've been at shows where like there was this guy at the show. I won't make any names because I actually like his band. He might be an asshole, but I like his band. And they were talking about how Dying Oath didn't deserve the opportunities that they have. And they didn't know how that we had made it on to like Blue Ridge and some of these things. If you hear this, you know this is you. But
you listening?
They were just talking about how like we didn't deserve our opportunities and stuff. And I walked over and to the crowd they were talking in, and I was like, I hear that their vocalist is actually a raging bitch. Like, she's not good to be around. She's terrible to her fans.
That fire with her own bullshit.
I think
she's like,
that,
I got some animal, motherfucker.
Yeah, I said, I think that they probably got these opportunities because she's probably like sleeping with people behind the scenes. And they were like, yeah, we've heard some of those things too. And like, this band is just like, it's trash. It's whatever. And like, they stuck around for our band to play, and I made sure that I was the last one on the stage. So I've got all these guys on the stage. At the time we had a male vocalist, so they're probably thinking this is the vocalist. They obviously knew nothing about us, but were talking trash about us, which is what I loved about it. The second I get on the stage and they realize that I was the vocalist, you see a lot of this. And like a lot of turning and like people whispering and whatever. And as soon as I got off the stage, I walked over to this group of people and I said, I appreciate you guys staying for the show. I hope that you enjoyed it. And hopefully all those things that you heard about me weren't true.
See, but that's like the ultimate, that's something that we all would pull, you know? And that's amazing.
And you know what's funny?
And probably new fans.
What's really funny is that exact same band has now showed up for us, like in conversations, in circles, in helping us promote things. Like, I think there's a healthy way to kind of counteract those things that are being said and to prove people wrong without being an asshole. And I pride myself on showing people up without being an asshole. I think karma is a real thing. I think people get what they deserve. And I think that I will get what I deserve because I'm not an asshole to people and because I work for everything and I earn what is mine and I don't take handouts. I think that there's a beauty in winning at the end of the day without having to cut other people's throats.
Yeah.
Right.
And maybe that's just me. Not a lot of people work like that.
Yeah.
Well, you had a perfect opportunity to be like, I mean, I would have had fun with that shit. I would have been just egging everything on. Like I said, you're your own fuel for the fire that you were starting to talk shit. You were like, you're joining in. They're completely oblivious to who the fuck you are. They did no research on you. If they did, they would have known who the fuck you were, what you looked like, what the band actually sounded like. But instead, they chose to run their fucking mouth instead of actually knowing who the fuck they're talking to. Otherwise, they would have.
But I don't. But I don't deserve my opportunities, though, right?
Yeah. I would have played that shit too, girl. But you opened that door and just said, hey, "Watch this shit, motherfucker." And then I would have been thinking in my head as I'm walking on that stage, be like, "I cannot wait to see these motherfuckers' faces."
I just wanted them to realize that I'm out here earning this. I'm not out here talking myself up and being like, oh, I'm the baddest bitch on the planet or any of this. It was more of just okay, well, you watch what I do and then you tell me if I earned my opportunities or not. That's up to your opinion, and I don't really actually give a shit what you think, but I'm going to go out here and do what I want to do anyways. So stop me.
I mean, think about how many that works so well because, of course, they're going to stick around, and 10 to 1, they're going to become fans. Like you said, they're showing up for you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying you should have said, well, you know what? Sorry, I'm not sleeping with anybody to get up here, but the only I'm gonna do is on a microphone, motherfucker. Let's bring it. Okay.
Well, I think it was also kind of funny that like I'm sleeping with men in the industry, but like when I walked off stage, when I walked off stage and kissed my beautiful girlfriend, who is much hotter than theirs, not being shallow, but like I walk off the stage and I've got a hot girlfriend, and then you're like, oh, she's gay. She's definitely, I mean, you can see me, like, not putting stereotypes out there, but if you talk to me and see me, if you have any gaydar in your body at all, I'm obviously gay. You can tell.
Smacking you upside the head like, bitch.
Yeah. So like when I walk off the stage and I'm like talking to my girlfriend, they're like, pretty much all of those things we thought were wrong. That sucks.
You know what? It didn't take much, but you picking up that phone, walking on a microphone, and getting on that stage. You don't have to say shit. It's not always about fighting back and talking back. Your actions speak louder than words. And
yeah, my thing is
just screaming did. So.
That's why I don't go around defending myself, because I don't see a point, because people are going to think what they want, whether you defend yourself or not. I don't give a shit. Like, my side of the story is I'm going to get on the stage and blow you away. And at the end of the day, like, if you still hate me for that, that's your own fucking problem. I could care less. Like, but once you see how much I put into this and how much I've earned this and how much of my passion and my reality goes into every lyric and every job that I do on that stage, then if you can't feel that as a human being and see what I've gone through and what I've put into this, then that's not my problem. I'm not here to win you over. Either you like it or you don't, but the people that do like it, those are my people, and those are the people I do it for and the people that matter. So I could care less if I have haters at the end of the day.
That's good. That's a good mindset.
So when you go ahead, Crystal, I'm sorry.
No, I was saying that's a good mindset that she has. But I was gonna ask, do we know the band? Is that band famous? And the one that was talking shit.
I wouldn't say they're famous. They're famous in circles around here. I'm sure you guys do know the band. I'm sure you've probably talked to them. And that's why I don't want to say anything, because people make mistakes. And I don't want them to get backlash over this or any of that, because they're a great fucking band. Like I said, they deserve what they get too. They deserve a little karma for the shit they talk about other bands.
Yeah.
But I'm not here for that. I'm not God. I don't care what you say about other bands or whatever, because that's going to come back on you. What I care about is your work ethic and how you treat your fans. And they actually do treat their fans good, and they have a lot of great work ethic. So I'm not going to talk shit about them, because I don't feel that they deserve that. So I'm not going to say who it is, because I want them to be judged completely on their work and what they put in, just the same way that I should be judged for the same things. And I'm not going to stoop to that level and be like, hey, I'm going to talk shit about this band, because that's not who I am as a person. Never has been.
I get it. I get that when my band, I manage bands, when they get to do something, they're like, oh, well, their manager slept with this person. It's always the woman has to, they're sleeping their way up.
They will always talk shit about women. It don't matter what the fuck you look like. Women will, and it's funny because a lot of times it'll come from women who say, oh, they stand up for women's rights and they're all about women community, women empowerment. But then yet those are the same bitches that run their mouths to other people and say, oh, she did this. Oh, she slept with.
Oh yeah.
Like, you are the exact epitome of everything you stand against. You are a fucking.
My thing is though, like at the end of the day, if you think that my skills in bed are powerful enough for me to get what I want, hell yeah, you keep thinking that, girl.
Well,
you keep on.
It's not even just that. Like at LTL, I'm friends with a bunch of artists, but this one artist came off stage, gave me a kiss on the cheek, and handed me a drumstick. Okay. Next day, the next day after that, I get run into them. Oh, you're the one who fucked. I fucked him, didn't you? And I was like, what? Well, he gave you a kiss on the cheek. Yeah. That don't mean anything, but they automatically jump to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, because nobody famous would know any of the fans there. I was like sitting there going, wow.
People ain't got nothing better to do with their time than run their mouths and talk shit. Let them.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yep.
Fuck them. If you have done enough to catch their fucking attention to run their mouth, then you're doing your job. Let the bitches talk. Fuck off. Simple as that. I don't give a fuck who it is.
I just looked at him like, really?
There will
That
always
was
be people
how you
like that.
jumped to it? I jumped from getting a kiss on cheek to sleeping with this person.
Screw them.
Yeah.
They're just
I
jealous. Like,
just
people
laughed.
don't talk about other people unless A, they're unhappy in their own lives, or B, they're jealous of the person they're talking about. Because I don't know about you, but I don't have the time in the day to sit here and point out like what other people are doing in their lives, nor do I care. Like,
Right.
you know why? Because I'm working on succeeding in my own life, and I feel like that shows people's character, and that's not my character. So if you're acting like that, most of the time I just feel sorry for you. Like, I don't even feel mad. I'm just like, why are you like this? Who hurt you? And like, why is your life so crappy that you've got to try to make other people's lives crappy and pull people down? Like, there's no sense in any of that. We're adults, and if you have to act like that, then so be it.
You ask more
You're
questions than I
definitely
do. I just be
succeeding.
like, fuck off, bitch, and walk away.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of self-searching and figuring out things in my own life, because I feel like that's up to all of us. Our happiness and our work is up to all of us. And I just try to see the other side of everybody's story, because we're all human, and some people act like that and then they regret it later. And I feel bad for those people, because sometimes they don't know better. You know, sometimes that's their trauma, or that's things that they've been brought up to believe, or ignorance is bliss, or whatever. But at the end of the day, I feel like maybe it's not their fault. And some people don't have the mentality of doing self-work and figuring out why these things are and why they treat people like that. So I just feel sorry for people in general. Like, I love everybody, whether they hate me or not, and it's just a human condition to treat people like crap. Sometimes I still do it. Sometimes we take things out on people that are closest to us, and we're having a bad day or whatever. I mean, people meet their favorite artist and they're like, oh, well, he or she was a bitch, and it's like, do you know what these people have to go through? Maybe she was just having a bad day, you know. And so I try not to deflect those things, and some people do, but I try to figure out why people are the way that they are. Like, I studied psychology in college, and one of those things was I wanted to understand why people treat people the way that they do and why they act the way that they do. And there's a reason for everything. It's not always that people are just an asshole. I mean, sometimes that is the reason. But sometimes they have their own shit going on in their own life that they can't control, and they're just deflecting that. And I feel sorry for those people.
You have more empathy
just the way
than I do.
they're raised.
I think I probably have more empathy than I should, because and that's one of the reasons why I'm in therapy, because I realize that a lot of things affect me that shouldn't, like things that are going on in the world. I cry every day. Like, it's a hard world to live in, dude.
It is. It's a fucked up time to grow up, man. You know, like, seriously, I look at my daughters, and I'm just like, fuck, man, what's it gonna be like for them? You know, it's what, even though we're here for it. You know, it's like they don't. I don't think, you know, they're still young. They're 19 and 23. You know, it's like, yeah, they're old enough to see what's going on, but they're not really understanding it yet. Even though, of course, I don't know shit. You know how we all said our parents didn't know shit.
I've got a 25-year-old that still,
you know, but it's like they're really not comprehending things, and it's like, dude, it's worse than you realize. You don't realize what's really out there, and
it's hard, and like, especially with other musicians and stuff too. Like, one of the reasons why I'm so empathetic to that is because I go through it and I know what it's like, and some people are really struggling. And a lot of their jealousy stems from the fact that they're not getting these opportunities and they don't know how, and they're struggling to deal with that, because for some of us, this is our entire life. And if you're not where you want to be, that's going to make you unhappy, and that's going to make you deflect, and it's going to make you hate other people for it. And I just try not to be that person, and to be a beacon of light for people that, you know, are struggling with a lot of these things. That's why a lot of the things I talk about are mental health, because most of these things stem from our own traumas and mental health, and we can't blame that on everybody else.
No,
we got to put in the work.
Yeah.
And the face of music is changing so much that it will eventually, I don't know how it's going to be affected. I mean, it's been rocked so much. I mean, with so many scandals.
Yeah.
And
Well, not just that, but technology, like AI, all these things. Like, there's so many obstacles. People don't understand half the obstacles that we're battling right now just to put music out. Like, not even just a tour. Touring is even harder than that. But, like, just to be able to put good music out and people to be able to listen to it with the algorithms and all the things that we have to go up against is astronomical. Genuinely. You have to really love what you do.
One of my artists last night made I giggled when he said it because it's true. They as the musicians, managers, we don't make money.
No.
Our money goes, we do, it's paying for gas, it's paying for a hotel room. On tour, it's
recycled.
Yeah, but we still lose money because they're like, oh, well, you're making money on your company. That's not why I do what I do. For one, you have to love music because it definitely isn't the money.
Oh no, like, even if you look at some of these touring bands, like I know that Chevelle and In This Moment, a couple of other bands had put out interviews that said, Chevelle, for instance, they just said that their last album that they put out was the last album that they had to put out in order to make all the money back that they had gotten from the record labels. Do you know how long Chevelle has been out? What, 20 years? 25 years?
Since the early 2000s.
So they just got to a point that they just broke even. All this touring, all the shows they're doing, all this content they're putting out was just to stay ahead and feed their families from month to month.
Wow.
Because they're just breaking even. By the time you pay all the record companies' fees, you pay your crew, you are paying for your tour bus to be fixed, you're paying for all these extra things. Then you're breaking even. So guess what? Next month, you got to work harder, play more shows, put out more content, put out more music. You generate thousands of dollars. Everybody gets a cut. You start over. It's a process. So after 30 years, they're just now making their own money and it's not going back into the recycling of the band. You know what that says to me? We're fucked. And even if you make it, you're not making it. You're just making other people happy.
Well,
it's basically you made it, but you didn't make shit.
No, you didn't make a damn thing. You made your bills and that was it.
No.
Record companies, your first contract with them, if you're not careful, they're gonna fuck you. I mean, what band? What was it? Metallica? Is one of the huge bands. Got their record deal. They had already made over $1 million or something like that. But at the end of the year, they were gonna owe the record company money.
Yeah, that's how it works. So the record companies, I don't know if you probably know how this works, I'm sure. So record labels back in the day were your promo companies, your what would now be social media companies, your all of these things. Now they don't do those things for you. They hire people, so that's more money that comes out of your pocket. But it's not coming out of your pocket. Record labels actually are just a bank. So they loan you, say, $500,000 just for this year. Okay, that's for all of your expenses, your touring, your merch, everything. $500,000. You and I both know, after you pay all your crew and all that, you don't even have that amount of money. So where does that money come from? You have to make it. So you make all of that money. You pay your bills, you pay your crew. The rest of it goes back into the money that you just borrowed from the label. And guess what? You still didn't make back the amount of money you were supposed to. So next year, that gets put over into your contract for next year. You can't get out of that contract because you still owe money. So now you have to work even harder because you now have this year's money that they've loaned you, but the leftover money that you weren't able to pay back from last year. So now you're on the hook for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years.
It makes it even worse.
And that's how it works.
The only way bands actually make money is merch. But when you go to the bigger venues, the venues take their cut from your merch because you set up your table there or something.
So
Yeah, that
that's
shit makes me
why
sick. That shit makes me sick.
You
You know,
can
I
use
mean,
the
that's
QR code or where
okay.
it's outside.
So that's true to an extent.
not all of them do
Yes,
it, but they do.
for the most part, yes, merch is where we make our money. But nowadays, the biggest money maker is not merch. It's actually social media content.
Yeah.
So if you're not a viral sensation, if you're not busting your ass every day to put out content, you're not making money, because the only time that you make money is if you are at shows or if you're selling your merch online.
Right.
Most of that money goes back into making more merch. So a lot of that, you're not even making money on it. So everything is being spiraled back into the band. Otherwise, you're paying out of pocket. So for us, we don't make money as a band. Everything that we made from Louder Than Life, that we make from all of our shows, we make from our merch, it goes into a band bank account.
Yep.
From this band bank account, if we want to make a music video for $5,000 so that we don't have to pay out of pocket because we all have kids to take care of, we pull back out of that. So then guess what? We got to play 20 more shows to put that money back in there so that we can do the next thing. That's why most bands, if you're not famous, you're not putting out a single or a video every month or 3 months like you need to in order to do all of your social medias and your content. So your content is dwindling down. You got to find other ways to do social media content and to drag it out till you get your next single out. And it's this vicious cycle of figuring out where your money is going into, where it's coming from, what you got to do. And that's where your business minded part comes in. And you got to be your own manager and make sure that this money is going to where it needs to. It's coming from where it needs to. So now you've got to work for guarantees. If you don't get guarantees nowadays, you're not making money. If you're putting up guarantees, you're not getting as many shows because people can't pay those guarantees. And it's this vicious cycle of cutting your own throat or having to cut throats to be able to make it. And we don't do that. So it's the amount of things that go into this. I could sit and talk to you for 5 hours or more. It's just endless.
I'm gonna have to jump ahead. We so lost, and we could still keep going. But I wanted to
something's going on with your sound, Fran. Your
sound. You know what?
Yeah,
it's been popping in and out. Like I've been hearing on my end. You guys are like going in and out. It's
like it's loud interference noise. Only when you're talking, though.
Of course. See, I'm the interference. That's the fucking problem. So that is,
I don't hear.
I'm the problem. I will own that shit.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask something. Hold on. What would you tell all the people that are starting a band? Like, what kind of what would you tell them information wise?
Advice?
How to, advice, like how to start, or in the band. Like, what would you say to them?
What would you tell bands starting out?
So this is a hard one because there's two sides of this. So I would tell them, as far as the business standpoint, to not settle for any people that say they're going to help you, because 9 times out of 10 they're out to help themselves, not you. So you need to be careful with who you trust, who's in your circle, who is claiming to help you, and research things for yourself. Figure out shit on your own. That's why DIY is the leader in bands right now, because we're all learning to do it ourselves. We don't need a leg up. We don't need a hand. I would say, if you want good videos done, research. Figure out who's going to be the best to do it. You want songs done? Research. Do the absolute best for you and your brand, because it will come back to bite you in the ass. If you want to put music out, spend money on making it right. Don't put out basement tracks. 10 years from now, if you do make it, you're going to look back and it's going to bite you in the ass. That is out for everybody to see and hear. You want to be a big band, treat yourself like a big band. Stop cutting corners. Take the time to do things right, because cutting corners will catch up to you. There will come a time where you have to do it right, or you will not get these opportunities.
Right. And that could
Take
bite
the
you in the
time.
ass. That could bite you in the ass later too, because when somebody
Yeah.
bigger wants to bring you on and they want to look at your past content and they see everything you've done is half-assed, they're going to say, well, you're not even ready. You're not really ready yet. They're going to think you're not ready yet because you wanted to save $50 because you got a show you want to go to that weekend that you want to see with your friends. Well,
right. Don't do things half-ass.
This is where adulting kicks in, and you got to sacrifice shit.
Yeah, so that's the one side of things, is that I say don't cut corners, take the time to do it right. If you're a band that's just coming out, sometimes it takes 2 to 3 years to actually come out. You know, don't just put out that single because it sounds good to you. Don't, like, get second opinions, talk to producers, talk to the people that are doing it, that are succeeding, and find out why they're succeeding and do it that way. Don't skimp on yourself for your future, please. The other side of things is really know who you are as a person, really know who you are as a musician, because if you don't, this is going to tear you down. It's going to turn you into something that you don't want to be and that you're not. So make sure that you are ready for everything that comes with this, and be 110% authentically yourself, because if you're not, people will see that, it will translate, people will hate you for it. It doesn't matter if people hate you for being who you are. It matters if people hate you for being fake. So there's two sides of everything, and I think that it's important to know both sides in order to succeed as a band, because these younger bands come out and they're like, oh, a record label said they were going to sign us. Let's sign to the first label that says we're going to help you. And then they get themselves into situations that they can't get out of. It tears them apart as people. It tears them apart as musicians. It completely destroys everything they work toward. Make sure that you know what you are doing before you do it. And that comes with any job. You train before you do your job. And that's the way that you should take being a musician. Find out what you need to do for your craft to be the best, whether it be taking lessons, learning your instrument, whatever. Take business classes to know what you're doing. Find lawyers, people that have these jobs before you sign these contracts. Stop listening to what everybody tells you, because not everybody knows what the fuck they're doing. Not everybody is out for your best interests. So my best advice is to do things for yourself and research the hell out of everything before you do it.
Yeah, I live by a very solid oath that says expect the unexpected. You know,
absolutely. And the world is changing every day too. So adapting is a huge part of that. You have to adapt to your surroundings, or you will
shutting down.
You will get taken over.
It's no longer an option. If you shut down and turn your back and walk away, it's not always an option for situations where shit's going to happen, and you just go, "Oh my God, I can't handle this," and then you take down everyone with you because you can't handle something that you weren't expecting. Everything about this industry is unexpected.
Yeah.
Well,
unexpected.
Absolutely.
Nothing is predicted. Everything. It's, there's plenty of us in the industry, whether it's whether it's behind the stage or on the stage, where things come at us out of left field. And it's
I think the biggest misconception too is that everything is going to come because of talent, and talent is 10% of the entire deal. And that's the truth. Talent and being good at your craft. There's a billion people out there that have talent and are good at their craft. That's not what makes you successful. 10% is talent. I'd say about 20% is adaptability and being able to be ready for anything, to change to what you need to be for the upcoming scene, for whatever's happening in your fan base and your demographic. I think that another 20% is, like I said, knowing your craft, being able to be your cinematographer, your record label, your business, being able to do all these things. And I think the other 50% is really hard work and a lot of stress, overcoming obstacles, knowing who you are as a band and putting those things into motion to be successful, and having passion and all of these other things. I think that talent gets you nowhere these days.
Yeah. You know what's funny is
Hard truth.
I find it ironic that, as much as you're saying 10%, is talent. And I agree with that
Yeah.
because you ever notice that, and not just today's society, it's been going on 20, 30 years, how the people who have talent, whether it's in acting, doesn't matter what it is, the people who have talent are the ones who are fighting to be heard, fighting to be respected, fighting to make it out there. And then, then everyone on the outside are making stupid ass people famous for stupid shit. Talent, zero anything. Just because they did something goofy and somebody caught it, all of a sudden now they're multimillionaires. Yep. Because we make stupid people famous, but give shit. But yet the people give the people who deserve credit, give them shit saying they suck. But yet you just help that dumbass make a fucking $1 million for hot doing.
That's
no offense,
I mean, that's the hard truth.
That is
the hard truth. It is. And like
you want dumbasses to make money over stupid shit, but the ones who deserve it, the one who bust their ass for decades sometimes, who actually have the talent, who put their fucking money, they put their money where their mouth is, they actually work for it, but yet everyone wants to bash them, give them shit, keep them down so they can look better, but yet somebody comes along, does something stupid, somebody just happens to catch it on film, and all of a sudden now they're a multimillionaire. We're making dumbass people fucking rich, and the ones who deserve
that's the hard truth.
Struggle.
And we'll see, and that's another side of it too, is like knowing all of these things and being able to overcome that and still put out quality content and still want to put 110% in it, knowing that it may not fucking go anywhere.
Yeah, and you can't.
You have to really love it.
You can't let
you have to love this business.
You can't let it get into your head.
Success is not money. Success is not any of these things. What success is doing something that you absolutely love and crushing your goals while doing that. And I've learned that. Like when I started out, I thought success was getting a record deal, making millions of dollars, being famous. And then I look at all these famous people and how miserable they are and how much they had to go through to get there and how their lives come crashing down at the second they don't have this height of success. And I don't want to live like that. I don't want to gauge my life, my success, my happiness on how much other people give a shit about what I'm doing, because I started this business because I didn't give a shit about what people thought and what I was doing. So I'm doing this because I love it and I'm passionate about it and I want to make people happy. And I think that translates. And to me, having this fan base and getting these opportunities and the fact that it does translate, I've been successful at the end of the day.
Still going, girl. Get that shit. Get that shit. Step on some heads on the way and be like,
I'm doing it for all of us, honestly. Like the people that thought they couldn't do it, the people that broke up, their bands broke up, the people that gave up on their dreams to raise their families, the people that can't handle the stress and all the things that come along with it. I'm doing this for you, genuinely, because there's so many times I wanted to throw in the towel, but I also realized that I'm the voice for those people and I can't give up. I can't. I have to show people that their dreams can come true because I'm nobody. If I can go out and play louder than life, if I can go out and play for thousands of people or crush my goals that I never thought I would crush as a little girl, so can you. I'm just a weirdo from Virginia, like who am I? You can do it.
All right, weirdo. Well, I'm going to jump ahead. You're my kind of weird. You're a lot of people's kind of weird. So you got America's approval. We all love you, man.
I love you guys too.
So, all right, so we're gonna jump ahead because we sort of went. I mean, we really didn't go off track. It's just we like to talk. Bitches don't shut up. So, and yes, people, I call women bitches. It's not an insult. Okay, that's it's
a term of endearment. I think
it's a Chicago thing, just like we call the people we love fuckers. Okay, hey, fucker, what's up? It's not an insult. Stop being sensitive. All right, so I'm just putting that shit out there. So I want to move forward. So you've got a new video coming up.
Yes.
And it's going to be released on Halloween, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, that's my favorite holiday of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
For obvious reasons. If you can see the masks in the background.
Halloween is the only holiday for me. The only.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's the only thing I celebrate. But I celebrate that every day. So it's just the one day I fit in with everybody else.
So you know what? So when next time it's the 4th of July. Motherfuckers think that you're hammered and shit. Just start skipping down the streets, saying, "This is Halloween. This is Halloween."
Absolutely, Halloween's every day here.
Halloween's every time of year. So it should be all year. It really should. Just start fucking with people, And I love it when people come into your house. If you're gothic and you're a metalhead, you got skulls everywhere. I mean, everyone likes that shit. They're just like, it's not Halloween.
I have skulls and masks everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have a mask, huge mask collection throughout my house.
It's all year round, man. That shit ain't temporary. It's the Day of the Dead, 365 days a year. It's okay with that. So we got a preview for your upcoming video, and then we'll still talk about it. And
this hasn't been released yet. This preview is something I'm going to be releasing next week. So only the people that watch this will be able to see it.
Yes, you will see it for the first time, streamed here on Savage Ladies Real Talk. Ayo, check it out. Let me get that up for you. It's the upcoming new music video for Dying Oath. Again, it's coming out on Halloween. So keep your eyes peeled all over the media for that shit. Check it out.
Little tease.
That is a hell of a tease.
Nice.
Little teaser for you.
I can't wait.
It's not letting me get rid of it. Hold on a minute.
So this is actually, we were just talking about the fans and like all the things they've done for us and stuff like that. So this song actually, I completely wrote entirely for the fans. Everything about this is just, it's a gift back for the people that have stuck with us for the last 5 years, because we've gone through member changes. We've gone through like everything that you can go through in 5 years. And so our sound is a little bit different, especially since I'm now the main vocalist. We don't have a male vocalist. We have, of course, a newer bass player and a newer drummer. And so our sound is a little bit different, but this is kind of just like a thank you for the people that stuck by us and a fuck you to people who don't.
Well, you definitely.
Perfect.
I stand with you, girl. Fuck you too.
Well, you definitely.
So the song is called Odyssey, right?
Yes. So an Odyssey is it's basically like a long journey, and I feel like that's kind of what Dying Oath has been on. And so this is the opening of a new chapter, and to say thank you for the people that have been on the journey so far, but kind of like just opening up the door to be like, okay, this is what things are going to look and sound like now. Hope you enjoy it. We have arrived.
Right. So how are things with the new drummer and bassist? Everything going good?
So I've said this many times. I feel like we have the right group, and I feel like at those times we did have the right group at the time, but now I feel like everything kind of culminated and came together for this one moment, for these few people to come together and do what we love. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's moving in the same direction. Everybody's working toward the same goal. We get along so famously, genuinely. Like, these guys are my brothers. As cliche as it is, I wouldn't want to spend time with anybody else than them. And they push me to be a better person, better musician every day. And I try to do the same for them. Like, we really care about each other in our personal lives. And I think that reflects on your music and your bond and how you do things on stage. And I think that it translates. I think that people see that, they feel it, they hear it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people like us so much, because we're just so open about things and try to be real about shit, because we're all humans. And I'm not putting on a facade and being like, hey, we're famous and, you know, we're so much better than you and all these things, because it's just not true. We're all on the same level. We bleed the same blood. And I just want people to know that, like, we're just normal people working 9-to-5 jobs, raising our families, but we're making music for you because you're doing the same shit and you want people to identify with that and tell you the truth.
Right. So, yeah, no, I totally agree. You know, I'm looking forward to hearing Odyssey. It's badass. We did have Ascension set up for some airplay, so for everyone to check out, you know, the last video release. But we are out of time. So I don't want to, keep us here too much
Go
longer.
check that out. Go
And
check out the videos.
Everyone, keep your eyes and ears peeled for the new song Odyssey coming out for Dying Oath on Halloween. And
Yes, ma'am.
also, do you have any shows coming up, Mindy?
Yes. So we have a couple of shows coming up. Actually, on the 26th, we're doing a Halloween show, and it's going to benefit the people that were affected by the hurricane. So we're trying to give back to the community for that. So we're going to be at the Spot on Kirk and Roanoke. If you guys can make that out. Going to do a lot of giveaways as well. It's a costume party. It's all ages. You can bring the whole family. It's going to be a lot of fun. November the 2nd, we're going to be playing with...
Well, shit.
She froze. Give her a minute. You came back.
Yeah, it's not her.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Fuck!
Dang it.
She looks cute though, right?
Yeah, right.
Fuck! StreamYard! You know what sucks is that when you when you glitch on your end, you don't even realize you're frozen. Everything looks fine. Everyone else freezes.
Oh shit!
That's why I try not to make faces whenever you guys. When I know I'm frozen, I try not to make faces because then you guys can see it. Shit.
She froze.
She really froze.
Yeah, we'll give it a second. I'm not gonna hang up on the. I'm gonna be like Flake fucker. Yeah. Mindy, bear with us, sweetheart. It's not us. I can't do anything about it. We gotta just wait it out.
Yeah, we gotta wait it out. You came back fairly quickly.
You never know what the hell it's gonna do. It's StreamYard. It's I don't I have full bars on Wi-Fi. I don't live in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Chicago. There's no reason why Wi-Fi shouldn't work. But yet on the strip I work on, it's a fucking little bitch. It doesn't. There's always that 1 mile strip where it's like in and out, in and out, in and out. It's like, dude, there's a tower right fucking there. Yeah, she's
her on stage though is freaking it's phenomenal to watch.
Oof, she had to log out. Yeah, it locked up on her end. She'll pop back up.
Yeah, but
well, I need to see her live.
Oh God, she was there, so fucking phenomenal.
Dude, you know what? And it's been for her to come up to Chicago that I want to keep doing it, but then
I want her to come down.
It's not me. Okay, I'm gonna flat out say to Chicago, I'm not the issue. The gatekeepers that don't like being called motherfucking gatekeepers.
Yep.
Okay, it's not always the booking agent. Just know that there's always a higher power that slaps that shit right the fuck down.
Yep.
I should be a lot further than I am.
I wish we could get rid of
I'm being held down because honestly, I think there's several reasons, and being a female is probably one of them.
Yeah, being female. Yeah.
Yes,
that's the reason why Bulldog Management. I thought ahead.
But we might have some very good news coming soon.
I know, really.
Well, no, we will. I will find out within the next few days to a week. But be realistic. Nobody's ever on fucking time. You give people a deadline in the music scene.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know if she's gonna come back in. I don't know what's going on. She might be having issues. I mean,
that's like with
Let me see. I'm trying to get a hold of her right now, so bear with me.
Okay.
Mindy, she hasn't come back on. She was having problems on her laptop, so she was on her phone.
Yeah.
My shit glitched, for that fucking 45 seconds. It might be happening to her on her end too.
I'm really excited. We have green jelly here on this month.
Yeah, green jelly's coming out. They're coming to the Forge.
Well, he's at Lamasco's.
Yeah,
they're fucking insane.
I'm so excited.
Green jelly.
I want to hear Three Little Pigs.
All right, so I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm gonna do. All right. I'm gonna call Mindy. I'm gonna call her on the phone.
Okay.
And see if we can get her that way, and then we'll just, I mean, I guess
that way.
We'll try to get this going.
Okay.
Miss Jackson. I can't see shit.
Hey, love.
Hey, Mindy. All right, so we are still recording, and I know the reception with StreamYard has totally knocked shit out. So we are recording you on the phone.
Okay.
And we wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time out. You know, I knew my ass was going to lose track with you. It happens every damn time.
Yeah.
You're good. It's okay.
No, but
I had a blast with you guys.
yeah, I am really looking forward. You know, congratulations on Louder Than Life. Definitely well deserved, and just the beginning of it all, sweetheart. Just the beginning.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. You guys have always been so supportive, and I love y'all.
Yes, and we absolutely love you. And you know, again, everyone, keep your eyes peeled for Dynasty. For what was it? Odyssey. I almost said Dynasty.
Odyssey.
Yeah, keep your ears and your eyes peeled for Odyssey. It's coming out Halloween. What time are you releasing it?
So it's gonna go up on midnight. So as soon as you wake up, Halloween day, it'll already be up.
Shit, I'll be up. I
Nice.
haven't gone to sleep yet, so I'll be
I'll be promoting it.
Watch it.
Yes, and I'll be blasting that shit all over the place. So, ladies, thank you for taking the time out this early Friday morning. Miss Mindy, I appreciate you making time for us before work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and everyone else, ladies, do you have anything else you want to say to Miss Mindy?
We ought to have her and Christy bound together.
Huh?
We ought to have her and Christy bound together. Yeah.
I still don't understand what the fuck you just said. You got to have her what?
Her and Christy on the show.
Oh, Christy Talica? Yeah.
Together.
Yeah, Christy's an absolute sweetheart. Yeah, that'd be cute. That'd be cool to have them together. I don't think they've ever talked. I don't know. Maybe. But all right, Miss Mindy, where can fans want to check you out? What platforms or pages can they go to?
So go to our Facebook. At the top of our Facebook is a link tree, and that shows all of our socials. We are on every social media that you can think of, including TikTok, Instagram. We have a Dying Oath fan page. If you guys want to go and join that, where you get to see behind the scenes stuff. We've got a Patreon where you can join for $3 and see stuff and hear stuff before it drops. And you can find all of that, like I said, in the bio at the top of our Facebook page.
There you go.
Awesome.
Sweet. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day, and we will definitely talk soon. I want to apologize to anyone who was expecting us to get to the controversial music video. Sometimes, we just lose ourselves in the conversation. It will be on another show. Next time, we're gonna get dirty. We're gonna get raunchy. We're gonna do it either way, one way or another. It don't matter what the topic is. All right, mad love and respect, everyone.
Peace.
Love you guys. Take care.
Fuck yeah.
Love you too.